Good afternoon. It is August the 1st, and I wanted to do a very quick in-ground fig tree update for you. The last time was, I think, only 3 weeks ago, and you can look at that one. First update, it's called. And I wanted to show you the fruit production already, and it's still very early, and how much these figs have grown. I thought you might be interested. I also featured this in that video, which is my little fig garden, which I have just a few baby Smith trees and Rondi Bordeaux. Aren't they lovely? They're just so beautiful. They're doing so marvelously, really. So I'm going to use a different technique because I want to do this real fast. You know, you've heard me say that one before. But honestly, I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to pause. I'm going to go from tree to tree. And then you can compare, for your own curiosity, with the previous video, which was titled First In-Ground Update. So here we go. I'm going to go from one tree to another. Probably no particular order, but you'll see the trees in the other video. And here we go. Okay, now this is Sicilian Black or Sicilian Dark. And I talked about this in the last video and said that it's just one tree that I highly recommend. And you will look at these figs and look at the different stages of maturation on this branch and the new growth. And look, there's little figs that are going to get ripe long from now, and in between, and big ones there, and they're all over the place. Look, I'm not going to spend too much time on every tree. Look at this, every single branch, and these are different branches. Look, let me get back so you can take a look, and you can zoom in. It's incredible. I mean, look at this. Look at these figs. Figs, give me some figs. You will often hear me say, I don't grow varieties, I grow figs. Okay, which makes me, it reminds me of one of my videos, and I promised to make several people a video about some of my recommended videos. I have over 200 now. I didn't know I had so many. Okay, but there's so much to talk about. But one of the videos I really like is avoid fig pies in the sky. And you will like that video. And it's on this subject. Figs. I grow figs. I don't grow varieties. I don't care about some prima donna fig that all of a sudden is the catchphrase fig for the moment, which is really just another ordinary fig out of another ordinary group of figs. I don't want to get into this right now. I will later, I promise you, if you want me to. But if a fig is an Adriatic, it's an Adriatic. You know, and it shouldn't be called something else. It should be called an Adriatic. This is just a pet peeve with me. It's a sore point because, you know, I'm trying to project certain information, and I'm trying to make a certain point. I'm trying to help newbies and even established growers and give them points. Just remember, that's what I'm trying to do. And I see a lot of misinformation out there, and some of it is just so absurd and ridiculous. And you know what it's all about. You know what it's about. It's always about follow the money, you know, and I don't like that. You know, I don't like it. Okay, and listen, and I'm not selling short anybody that makes a living from selling figs or selling anything. I mean, we live in a capitalistic society. But, you know, there are certain requirements, as far as I'm concerned, with regards to certain ethics that should be adhered to. And when I see that they're not being adhered to, and when people are being taken advantage, I don't like that. Okay, but look at the new growth. Look at the beautiful new growth on these. This is in New Jersey. This is my 7A location. And you see healthy growth, beautiful fig. Look at them all. Look at. Okay? I've always said, and I'll say it again. Maybe I should make the title. I always make the title with you guys. The proof is in the fig pudding. I don't know, maybe I'll do that. I don't know what I'm going to call it. But okay, let me go to the next tree. Okay, now this one is, and you'll see it in my other video, But this one is Mount Etna Unknown, or we always used to say Hardy Chicago. Everybody says Chicago Hardy. But 25 years ago, we said, that's not how I'm just saying, that's not what we did. But it doesn't matter. Potato, who cares? Remember Shakespeare? You know, a rose by any other name does smell as sweet. Who cares? But this is a Mount Etna type, a Hardy Chicago type, and it's doing marvelously. It's heavily laden with fruit everywhere, as you can just plainly see. All right, look at it all. And you will see this tree in the other video that oh, hey, I know I'm catching you. I won't let you get by. I won't let you get away. What are you doing?
Frisbee time.
Frisbee. Oh, look at that. All right, well, I'll let you get to that. I'm just making a quick video, just an update, a second update.
Yeah, it's nice
because,
to cool down a little bit.
Oh, finally. It's like 80 degrees today.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Whew, it's just beautiful. I still got blueberries over there. Maybe I'll stick it in at the end. But let me put this on pause. Look at this fig jungle here. I did not feature this tree last time in that video because I featured another of my Peter's honey. But this is my larger, older Peter's honey, and it's being subdued right now in the shade by what is really a quite massive, huge Sagio persimmons tree, which has gotten to be so big, and it's just completely loaded everywhere with fruit, as you can see. And we talked about that, and we won't talk about or waste time on that subject anymore in this video, but we will go back to this Peter's honey. It gets enough direct sun over top. It's a quite big tree that all of these figs, and look at them all. Look at this. Look at the Peter's honey. Look at this tree. I know I get excited, but you would be excited, and I want you to be excited, like me. That's what the purpose of all these videos are. Look at all these figs. Look at here. Let's go to other branches. Let's just look anywhere you want to look. Let's look. Feed your figs. Give them food. You eat, they eat. Okay? They need to eat. You need to give them good stuff. Like I said before, lots of calcium. They like lime. They like iron. They like Epsom salt. They like volcanic materials. You know, I don't care what anybody says. I know what they like. And I give it to them. And they like me. And they know me. I know it sounds eccentric. Look at this. Look, they know me as much as I know them. And they depend on me. That's Rondi Bordeaux. And I was away for 2 weeks. And would you believe that all the breba that I showed in that last video, they all got eaten. But not by me, by my son. I didn't get any, okay? But there's lots of main crop figs, the Rondi Bordeaux, but they do tend to get ripe late, as I mentioned in my previous video. But look at all these figs, and they're all around, all the branches, everywhere. It's everywhere. Look at them. So I'm going to have a feast, a fig feast, one after another. And I'm looking forward to it because I love Peter's honey, especially my strain of Peter's honey. There's nothing like it. Look at this tree, Rondi Bordeaux. Look at all those figs. Look. Okay, it's just beautiful. I had to show you because I know you would be interested. This is what you need to strive for. This is what I strive for. Figs. Give me some. I want some figs. I love it. Okay, and here's a branch coming up. Look at this new growth. This is all new growth. I mean, here's my foot. Okay, and here I am. I'm standing up. It's as tall, almost as tall as me. Look at it. Look at all that growth. Okay, and it came up from the ground, and okay, here we go with the pinching. Now I did pinch early this morning. I pinched it because I got home last night. Look at that beautiful classic Rondi Bordeaux leaf. Isn't that beautiful? By the way, this strain, oh no, it's making even this new one this new growth is making figs. Look, and they'll get ripe because it's Rondi Bordeaux. It's nothing like Rondi Bordeaux. Everyone should have a Rondi Bordeaux. I don't care where you're located. Put a Rondi Bordeaux in, especially if you're in the Northeast because they're so early, but everywhere. because it's just a wonderful, wonderful fig with wonderful, wonderful attributes. And I love it, okay? Oh, let's just bounce right over to my Celeste. This is another what I call an ordinary variety. I just made a video in my other location, and I was talking about how all the figs get ripe almost at once. It's an ordinary, I call it ordinary Celeste. It's smaller than some of the other strains that I prefer. Look at it. Look at all these figs everywhere on it, please. Look at this. This is what you want. If you want to make preserves, if you want to eat fresh off the tree, if you want to give away to your relatives and friends and neighbors, if you want to just sit out here on a ladder. And I don't even have to use a ladder. Look, I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds and look at them all up there. And I can get a ladder to get up to those. And there's so many. And this is a huge tree. Plenty of figs. Now these will be another couple weeks before they get ripe. Okay, look at this. Look at them up there. Zoom in if you like. And look at all, here, I'll zoom in for you. Look at all those figs up there. Every single place you look. Figs, figs. Okay? I love it. Okay? You can make preserves. As I just said, you can share. It's wonderful. This is what you're growing figs for. Okay? This is a fig that is often confused. Many of the nurseries confuse it all the time. This is O'Rourke. You never know what the heck you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get improved Celeste, true improved Celeste, or true O'Rourke. You don't know. Okay? This is definitely, and I can tell you, it even fooled me for a year. This was definitely O'Rourke. Okay? And you can tell by the long stem. You can tell by a few things, but it's also not as good as Celeste. It's a notch under. It's a good, productive, look at it. It is a productive fig. Okay, I love it. I love a lot of my figs. And just because one's a little better than the other doesn't mean you should completely disregard or devalue in any way that particular fig just because of what? Because it's not quite as good as another one? They're all good. They're figs. They're good. They're figs. Eat them. They're fun. You don't want to always eat the same one. You don't want to always berry figs and this kind of thing. I hate to hear all that. I really do. I swear. It's ad nauseum. I just don't like it. Figs. They're figs. They're not berries. They're not strawberries. They're not raspberries. They're nothing but figs. They're figs. And they're good. And they're good to eat. And they're all good. And there's hardly ever, I don't know if I've ever tasted a bad tasting, perfectly ripe fig. I don't think I've ever tasted anything like that. Okay, they're just good. And then there's sugar fig, and there's a honey fig, and this and it. Come on, stop it. Okay, I've been growing figs for over 50 years. Since I was a kid, 60 years. I'm 73 years old. I was born with a fig in my mouth, I think. Okay? With my grandfather, I told you that story. There are figs. We love figs. My family loves figs. They hardly make a distinction. I told you my uncle, my grandfather, they never said this fig, that. They didn't know the name. They said, hey, that a purple one. Give me a couple. Hey, over there, that the green one. The green ones are ripened now. Come on, Louie. Come on. This fig is good. I mean, they didn't care. Okay? Grow figs. Grow figs. Look at this. This is a Peter's honey. I mean, look at all of these figs on this tree. Look at the new growth. Look at this new growth. Look at that. And different figs at different intervals of maturation so that I'm going to have a wonderful spread. Remember another video I made, stagger your figs, very important. Well, when you have figs that are this prolific and they're making all kinds of different size, maturation figs, little figs, in-between figs, bigger figs. Look at this. You're going to have figs for the whole season. That's what, oh, I forgot. One of the reasons why I came out here is because I was looking around a little earlier. Wow. And I found this. It's a little late because I just got back, but guess what? This is a Peter's honey. And I believe it's a remnant. I believe it's a remnant of the breba, the first crop fig. And I wanted to pick it and show it to you. I know I promised a short video, but I hope you're picking up a point. Remember, if I have 200 videos that I've made and I've distributed to the public, and if you get just simply 1 point, just one valuable point from every video, well, that's 200 valuable points. How many years would you have to grow figs to gain that much information? It's a free service to you. Okay, I love doing it for you. Pretty soon, I'm going to be finished my project, and then we're talking about that some other time. But for now, I still got lots of things to talk about. Now, how am I going to open? Let me just take a bite of this. There was an ant. Let's take a bite. I'm trying to peel it open. Oh, look at that. Now that is perfection. I'm going to tell you something right now. That is perfection. And I'm so glad I'm going to get to eat this, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a confession. Here, you ready? When I got home last night, I went out with my flashlight. I looked everywhere, and on my I had a San Pedro fig, Feliciano Bianco, that had 3 figs. 2 were rotten, okay, and 1 was perfect, like this. And that was my first fig. I told you the story about what happened at my other location with the birds when Big Bill came down, blah, blah. And there was 1 fig, and I gave it to those guys, wonderful guys, okay? But the birds had eaten them all because I had some plumbing problems at my office, and so I got down a week late at that location. And it only took a week because my figs were unprotected. I hadn't put the nets. I had expected to come back earlier on July 1st. I got back July 8th, and they were all gone. This is my 2nd fig of the season. That's all. Figs everywhere, but not 1 fig to eat. Well, let's just say 1 fig and now 2. Let me take a bite from this. That is so, I'm so happy that I'm eating this fig. Thank you. Oh, this is so good. I think Peter's honey is my favorite. All in all, and that's their work in the background here. They're pretty close together. This is the Peters. I think the breba from Peter's honey rank up with any fig I've ever eaten, almost, just about. And there's so many of them. Remember that. You know, not just 1 or 2 or half a dozen, but Peter's honey makes a lot of breba. Now this is my Rondi Bordeaux, and so I'm not going to put it on pause because I'm right here. Please look at this tree. Okay, I think that you will be impressed with this tree. Look at the growth. Look at all this new growth. That's right. Put it in perspective for you. Look at that. There's my hand. This is all new growth. You know, and I haven't pinched this, but it has figs. Why? We went through that on another tape. Okay, look at all the figs, every place. Look at that. I'll go slowly. Look at that. Zoom in if you like. Take a look. I mean, how many hundreds of figs are on this tree? Let's go around this tree. Look at them, new growth. Look at this. Different maturation points, different size figs. It's going to give me figs for 4, 5, 6 weeks. This little fig, look, way up here, these 2, they'll get ripe. The ones below it. Look at those little guys. They'll get ripe. And there's big ones right near them. They're all going to get ripe. Everybody's getting ripe on this tree. Okay? All of them. Look at all these figs. Okay? This is what I strive for. This is what I want you to achieve. Remember, in my other videos, it's not false modesty. Anything I can do, you can do better. Because you're younger than I am. You have more energy than I. You've got more potential than I. My potential's spent. What you see is what you get. I'm not going to improve very much from here. But you can, because you can gain from my knowledge and some of the other wonderful people that post wonderful videos on YouTube. You can learn from your own experiences and from our experiences. You can grow exponentially. You can continue to add on to your store of knowledge so that you will be a better gardener than I am. All the way across the board. Anything that you want to endeavor. Any challenge you want to undertake. You can be better than me. Because, hey, it's over for me. Okay? What you see is what you get. Look at all these figs. Okay, now we're just going to bounce. This is a tree that I was trying to tell you about in the other location. This is my dad's Celeste. This is my favorite Celeste in the world. Look at these odd leaves. I mean, they are unusual. Some of them, I'm going to go around to the other side of the tree and I'll show you. But look at the different maturation points of these figs. Look at them. Look at the new growth. Look how this tree grows. This tree will make fruit starting in about maybe 5 days, 6 days. It will start to swell. Some of the older figs on the tree, and they will continue to ripen. The little ones will continue to ripen. Every single fig on this tree will ripen this season and during the warm climate. They'll all be done by September, for sure. Okay, and I will be eating them the whole time. And look how many figs are on this tree's only. This is, I think, from a cutting. This is the 4th season. This is it from a cutting. And look at them all. Here the deer aren't getting to them. They're not nibbling off the tops. Okay, here the new growth can grow freely. The deer aren't coming around. I have deer, but they don't come out here in the front yard. They stay in the back. Okay, but isn't this a marvelous tree? And look at these odd leaves I was telling you about. Look at that for Celeste. Kind of odd. Look, big, healthy leaves. Look at the shape of these leaves. I want everybody to see this. This is the best because it spreads its ripening over a broad season. They're superb. They have a berry taste, which everybody, I want berry. Okay, well, this has a bit of a berry taste to them. This is what they would classify as a sugar fig, and I don't even believe there is such a thing as a sugar fig. Okay? If you get good figs that taste good, they taste good, they're good. Who cares what they are? I mean, they're good. And this tree is good. It does fit a profile more towards what some would consider a berry flavor, more so than your ordinary Celeste. They will grow, they will swell, and they are a little bigger. It's very winter hardy, extremely winter hardy, even for Celeste, which is the most winter hardy of all the trees I've ever grown. And you can add on that Feliciano Bianco, Desert King, and Brunswick. Those are probably the most winter hardy, more winter hardy than your Mount Etna types. And the Mount Etna types are very hardy, but not as hardy as the ones I just mentioned to you. Okay, again, we're back with the Rondi Bordeaux. This is the other side of the Peter. Look at this. This is the other side of the Peter's honey tree that I just showed you, with all of these wonderful, wonderful, lovely, lovely, lovely figs. So now let's bounce. Let me put on pause very quickly, and we're going to run over to another variety. Okay, this one's Mavericka. You will see it in the other video. So this is a progress report, just several weeks away from the last one, which was the first update for in-ground figs in Zone 7A, which is in my New Jersey location. Now this is the second update, and it is August the 1st. And the Mavericka, which I've talked about before and talked about then, I won't go into anywhere, is a wonderful, wonderful Mount Etna type. And I highly recommend it, and I just love it. I don't know that you would ever get the same variety that I think I got lucky on this. Here's, you see the variety. You see a variation of maturation, which is very important if you want figs that are spread over a long period of time. In my last year's video, you will see that this tree was ripening probably among the last of my figs. It was well into, I believe it was October, and it was just an Indian summer. It was wonderful. Here's Malta Black, and so was Malta Black. But I went and showed you the unknown Mount Etna type in that video, and it was completely finished for like 2 weeks. So there are variations, and we spoke about that in the last video. I won't bore you in this one. We'll talk about it again some other time. Individual maturation, there you go. Spread over a long period of time everywhere you look. And I like that. Look, lots of little ones and big ones. You know, that's what we're looking for. Look at all these. Okay, so isn't it wonderful? Look at the new growth. Look at this wonderful new growth. Look at that. But my new growth, it's not just branches. Look, this wasn't pinched. Look, no pinch. No pinch. Look, no pinch. All these figs. All the way down the branch. Look, all new growth from here all the way up, all the way to the top. Look at that. Look at them, different maturation points. Look at that. Figs, figs, figs. This is almost like a tree. You know, I mean, just by itself, it's going to keep producing wonderful fruit. And then look at all these others. Okay, now we're going to bounce over to Alma from the University of Alabama. Okay, I don't need to talk too much about it. Look how many there is. Different maturation points again. Look at the new growth. Look at the little figgies. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Look at all that new growth. Going right down. No pinching. No pinching required. Don't have to pinch. Don't have to cheat. Don't have to force a sick little twig, okay, into producing fruit that it's really not ready to bear. I mean, honestly, you know, I mean, it's just not right. It's not right in human beings for an 8-year-old girl to have a baby. I mean, it's just not. Okay? And it's not right for a fig tree to be forced to bear fruit when it really shouldn't, because I'm telling you, it's going to take something out of it in the future, and you're going to have to pay it back. You can't cheat Mother Nature. You can't do it. You can only work with her to facilitate the best results. That's what you can do. That's what I try to do. That's what I aim to do. Okay? See this? Wonderful. This is Alma. Look at it. Everywhere you look, there's figs. Figs, 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 figs. Okay? Okay, I hope I'm making my point here. Let's shoot right over to here. I don't have to pause. Boom. Okay, tiger. LSU tiger. Wow. Look at that. Once again, different maturation points. Figs all over the place. Different size figs. Look at them. You see them? Okay. Lots and lots of maturation points here. Look. Look at that. I'm going to have a long season of tiger. Look at all the baby figs and in between figs. Look at the new growth. Look at that. Everywhere I point the camera. Look at it. Figs, figs everywhere. Feed your figs. Love your figs. Talk to your figs. Give them water. Remember what I told you. Don't listen to this crap, all this malarkey. When a fig needs water, give it water. I don't care when. And especially when they're young. Don't rely on those 40 inches of rain in this area and that's plenty for... No, it's not, because there's droughts and it's irregular and it's sporadic and it's not going to be there right when your fig needs it. When your fig needs water, give it water. Give it fertilizer. Give it food. Feed it. Don't be afraid. Feed it the right things, though. Look at that. And look at the results. This is how it will reward you if you reward the tree. If you are proper with the tree will be proper with you. Look at it. Plenty of figs. Okay. Now, I'm going to probably cut this short. I just love these trees. Look. I should get back and show you. Look at these figs. Look at them. Look at them everywhere. Figs, figs. Look. Look at all the figs. Beautiful, beautiful figs. I love my figs. Okay? Look. I want you to share in my success. I want you to have more figs than you could possibly eat ever. Okay? And then you'll be so gratified in what you're doing. Don't get caught up in this storm of irrational enthusiasm about varieties and varieties and varieties. Stop. Stop already. I've been telling you for years. Stop it. Find out what grows best in your zone. And quit fooling around with these prima donnas. Stop it. That's my advice to you. It's sincere. It's honest. Can't you tell? It's what I really, really, really believe. I could be wrong. I could be right. You decide. But don't be beguiled. Don't be fooled. Don't be misled. It's about what it should be about. It's about growing figs and being happy and being satisfied and enjoying many varieties. Look how many varieties. I haven't even gone behind the house yet. And I'm not going to, I think, because I promised you a short video. So the other fig garden, which is behind the house, which is a lot of other varieties, I'm not even going to go there. I promise to go there next time. In fact, I promise I'll give you an update on my greenhouse figs, okay, on my container figs, then, and I'll show the rest of the trees that are in the backyard, because I'm sure you will want to see them. This video is probably already too long, but I hope I made my point. I hope you enjoyed your visit. I loved having you. I never said this before, but hit the subscribe button. It shows me that there's people that appreciate my videos, and that's what I'm doing it for. And I like that. And I have more to make. I'm going to make more videos. And when I'm finished, I'll be finished, and I'll let you know when I am. And as I promised before, then I'll probably sell off or get someone to sell off some cuttings from all of my trees. And it will make me happy to see my trees growing in perpetuity in your fig orchards. It will make me very, very happy and proud that you're growing the same exact varieties that I have shown you year after year, and that you now have them, and that you're perpetuating what I love the most as far as hobbies goes, which is growing figs. I was just born with an addiction to figs. I don't know what it is. I've always been drawn to them. I've been fascinated by figs all my life. I always will be. I'm going to die being fascinated with figs. And when I do, it will give me a joyful thought to think that you are growing my fig trees in your backyard or in your containers or whatever you prefer. With that, good day.